So tell me what this is all about.
Welcome to Wineskins, a Vineyard Canada podcast. Today, David is joined by Carol Lovejoy on this first episode of a three-part series.
Yeah, Carol, this is great. We've had this idea for a while, the rabbit trails and smoke signals, and I thought we just have such amazing talks, and I have learned so much from you. And if people don't know, I'm so deeply honored that you let me call you Kokum, which means grandmother. So it's kind of like, it feels a little strange. We're trying to make this as natural as possible.
Right.
But all this really is grandma talking to grandson about the journey we've been on, and in life in general,
right,
but also as followers of Jesus.
Yes.
And we're just, I think all of us have been really captivated by the sense of journey, story, and I just wanted to read as we just kind of dive into just some conversation and about being a people of the way. But there's a guy, have you heard of Terry Wildman?
No.
Do you know Terry? He's been an Indigenous leader for like a long time.
From the U.S.?
He's from the U.S.
I have heard.
Yes, he's a follower of Christ. He actually goes to one of the Vineyard communities in the United States. I can't remember what city, but InterVarsity Press published. He did a lot of extensive work and did what a translation of the Bible. Started with the New Testament. He's working on other aspects of the Old Testament right now in the First Nations. Called First Nations Translation.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that? We are going to give you a copy of that.
Okay.
So here are a few pieces of the story from the earliest followers of Jesus from the book of Acts, but written in a First Nation sort of perspective, which is true to the language of the text. All that. Terry's a very, very meticulous scholar.
Right.
Brilliant man, but our perspectives of life and our cultures, everything bring a certain lens on things, but so it's going to come through. So Acts 9, 1-2. So first time that followers of Jesus are called the people of the way, or defined that way, like recorded.
Right.
Man who questions is Saul, was on a rampage, breathing threats and murder against the followers of our honored chief Creator sets free. He went to the chief holy man and asked for written documents to give to the tribal gathering houses in the village of Silent Weaver, which is Damascus. This would permit him to take any followers of the way, men or women, bind them in chains, and take them to the village of peace, which is the name for Jerusalem. So not a great start, but it was like there was a way that they were operating that was disruptive. It wasn't their words, it was their way. So then Acts 19:8. Then for 3 moons, small man, Paul, went to their tribal gathering house and spoke out boldly to convince the people living there about Creator's good road. So that's pulling from some of the Old Testament understanding, particularly it's in Jeremiah, I think in 18, stand at the crossroads and look and choose the good way.
The ancient path.
The ancient paths and the good way, and you will find peace. Exactly. So living about the Creator's good road. But some who were stubborn with hearts like stone refused to believe and spoke evil of the way. So it wasn't just, about Jesus. It was about the whole way he was transforming life, and now this whole way of living, which I think, the Hebraic culture, particularly First Nations, some of the more tribal peoples of the world, understand way more than they do what. And I think this is why you bring to us such an insight on the understanding of journeying with Jesus. So then Acts 22, just a couple more, verse 3-4. stepping into another part of the story, I'm a fellow tribal man, born in Tree Village, Tarsus, in the territory, this is Paul speaking, and what did, small man, I love that. That's how Terry sees Paul through the lens of like how you would describe in the First Nation culture. But I was raised in the Village of Peace, Jerusalem, and was taught at the feet of Creator has honored, which he is the name that Terry is giving for Gamaliel, who was one of the chief priests of the Jewish tradition. I learned to closely follow all of our traditional tribal laws, and a fire for the Great Spirit burned in my belly, just as it does in yours today. But the first part of his journey, as we know, he said, I hunted down and even killed the followers of the way. I put both men and women in iron chains and took them to prison. Our chief holy man and the whole council of elders are witnesses to the truth of what I say. So he's saying, I came from this journey, but my journey, that fire was burning in my belly. Hallelujah, like that. The Great Spirit was burning in my belly. Even when it looked like I wasn't on the path. But now the elders of the way, the people of the way can tell you, I'm on track. I've asked for and received written authority. So this is something, you're coming into our play. One of the first questions you asked me, where's the people? I got to go talk to the people.
Right.
And Paul's kind of saying, I asked for and received written authority to give to the local tribal council in Silent Weaver with instructions, of what I was doing. So then one more little run, Acts 24, 12 to 16. No one there found me making trouble or stirring up a crowd, not at the sacred lodge, the gathering house, or in the village. No one here can prove the accusations they now bring against me. I spoke from my heart. I speak from my heart. I am only guilty of following the way,
Right.
which they say is false. But this is the way. I follow the Great Spirit of my ancestors. This way is in agreement with the law of my people and what has been foretold by our prophets, the Hebrew people. This gives me the same hope in Creator that my accusers have, that all who have died, both those who do good and those who do bad, will rise to life again. Knowing this, my aim is to walk with a clear heart toward the Great Spirit and my fellow human beings. I think that's a great way to say the way. A clear heart toward the Great Spirit and my fellow human beings.
Right.
So even as we start talking, let's just pray for a second. Would you just pray about this night or something stirring?
Yes, because before we came, when I sat waiting to come,
Yes.
what came to me very clearly is almost word for word what you're saying.
Wow.
Was like, who can come into this holy place? And it's he who has clean hands and a pure heart.
Yeah.
And it's Psalm 15. So I'm going to read Psalm 15.
Well, let's keep going.
I'm going to read Psalm 24 because when we talked about the way,
Yeah.
in Job 32, verse 8, it's going to say, there is a spirit in man.
Okay.
Now, it's not saying a saved or an unsaved man. Okay?
Right.
There is a spirit in man, and the Almighty gives him understanding.
Mm.
Okay. There's an understanding in the spirit of man
Yes.
that recognizes the Creator.
Yes.
And that way.
Yes. Yes.
But because
Want to read the psalm?
yes, because that's what came to me.
Wow.
Who can come? That question came. Who can come into the hill of the Lord? And just the
path of the mountain.
path of the good path
The good
that we're talking about. The
Yes.
good path
Yes.
We're talking about the right path.
Yeah.
We're talking about truth is a person. Truth is a person.
Yes.
And there's something in our spirit that is thirsting and longing and searching for truth.
Yeah.
And some of us have searched a long time and along all kinds of ways. But you witness when it comes into the place of the truth. So this is Psalm 15.
Okay.
Sometimes I read it in the very modern version.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I can try. So it's Psalm what?
15.
Okay.
Maybe in a New Living Translation.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you read yours, and then we'll...
It said, O Lord, who may abide in your tent? Who may dwell in your holy hill? He who walks with integrity and works righteousness and speaks truth in his heart.
Nice.
He does not slander with his tongue, and nor does evil to his neighbor, nor takes up a reproach against his friend, in whose eyes a reprobate is despised, but who honors those who fear the Lord. He swears to his own hurt and does not change. When I read that, my sense is that we're a covenant people. We walk in covenant. It's not a promise. When I agree to walk with you, it's more than a promise to me.
So to unpack that. So yeah, that's
But
the way we journey together matters.
yes, the way we journey together. And it's not just a promise.
Yeah.
It's more than a promise.
It's not a contract
No, it's not a
or
contract.
transaction.
It's something in the spirit that I have agreed to.
Oh.
Okay.
So even more than a mental assent, or even it's not just even a moral assent.
When I agree to walk with people, it's like covenant is something that can only be understood on the truth of it can only be understood in a spiritual way, because the depth of it is not here. It's here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like...
It's not mind, it's heart.
Right.
Okay.
So the Spirit bears witness with our spirit that we're children of God.
Yes.
Jesus says those that worship must worship in spirit, for God is spirit. And truth.
Okay.
Yeah, which isn't the brain. No. It's honesty, integrity, openness.
So I can't, at some time in the walk, this is very present, I can't divorce. A covenant-breaking spirit is a spirit of divorce. I can't divorce and just get rid of somebody that I've said to the Creator.
You've joined with.
Yes, that I will walk with them.
Wow.
And I will journey with them.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. So maybe when Jesus says then, I hate divorce, in my Western brain or white brain, you think of that through, I broke the rule. That's not what God is upset about. It's this bonding.
It's like that the spirit in us is connected with the spirit in the Creator.
Yeah.
And there's, no kind of, I don't know if there's a language that can explain that, but there's a witness inside.
Which is very...
Yes.
What the scriptures tell.
Yeah.
It's a witness.
It's a witness. So when I say, that I swear to my own hurt and I will not change.
Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it?
I can't say somebody taught me that. I
Do you think that's part of the groanings? Like it does say that there's things that the words cannot express.
The word cannot express. So, yeah, the whole earth groans and moans for truth to come forth.
Yes.
I mean,
Wow.
The earthquakes, the volcanoes, the whole struggle is like, for truth to come forth.
Wow, that's a wonderful way to say it.
Yeah. And so this part that, you swear to your own hurt and you will not change. To me, that's covenant.
You will be truthful.
I will be truthful. I will stand in this agreement to walk with, whether...
Which doesn't mean it's perfect and everything, but you're truthful the whole time.
It's not perfect.
No deception.
But I will be honest.
Yes.
But I will love you.
Yes.
Okay.
To gain a deeper understanding of Vineyard theology and values, and to keep a pulse on Vineyard Canada throughout the week, follow us on social media and YouTube for reflections, updates, and further resourcing. Our handle is @VineyardCanada.
But you're truthful the whole time.
It's not perfect.
No deception.
But I will be honest.
Yes.
But I will love you.
Yes.
Okay. Whether you agree with me or not, or whether I agree with you or not, that's not the deciding factor.
Right.
The fact is, I have agreed here, Creator, and I have agreed and said, I will walk with this.
So just for a moment, if we can, because it is the rabbit trail and the smoke signal. So it's like, all of a sudden it strikes me, Carol, like the story of the first peoples in on our land, constantly coming back to the table. Broken treaty after broken treaty after broken treaty after broken treaty. And somehow the resiliency, and some would see that as maybe weakness or uninformed or whatever, but do you think it's this heart, it's this sense of covenant, this sense of, this is a bond with the Creator, not just with, so even if you hurt, even if you deceive, I will not turn from this way.
No.
That is like blowing my brain right now.
Well, I'm going to finish this because there's so much.
Wow. Okay. Oh, yeah, keep going.
It's like I have, when I agree to something, I will, with the help and the grace and all of that, I will walk this out.
Wow. Yeah. It's a whole different way of seeing even verses that we like to quote, like there's a harvest of righteousness for those that don't give up, all of that. We make it so much about our effort, but it's more about this way, a way of being. It's the Creator's way.
It's living out, what we know, that good path.
The good path.
There's something in you that knows from it. There's something in you that knows.
Do you have more to keep going on Psalm 15?
Yes.
Because this is incredible.
He does not put out his money at interest.
Wow.
Nor does he take a bribe against the innocent. He who does these things will never be shaken. Now that's the promise of the settling, peaceful existence, life, not just existence, but life. That this is what is given when we walk in this way, in the good way.
And it's an unshakable way,
it
or it holds you from being.
it'll hold you from everything else is moving. Everything else might be seemingly falling down. It won't be shaken. It's like this way is.
So the ancient prophet said all things will be shaken, and and then small man Paul picks it up in his writings in the New Testament. Everything will be shaken in the heavens and the earth, but there's ground you can stand on that can't be shaken.
Cannot.
It's this way. It's the way. It's the way of the kingdom.
And the word is the way.
Yeah.
The truth is the way.
Yeah.
Walk in truth and stand to be
no deceit.
No deceit. No deception. And 24.
Just give 1 second. So you read there in Psalm 15, it's just really striking me. Why would the Lord tie the way that you handle money and how you exchange money between people, attaches it to this? It's untruthful to charge in,
Yes.
I mean, we can't go deep into this, but it's, you know what I mean? You're again, you've turned sharing and helping each other, even financially, now into a transaction for profit and your own gain.
But there is a little, mark there, and it said,
Yeah, what is it?
To a fellow Israelite.
Yeah.
So it's someone.
To someone you're in covenant with.
That you're in covenant with.
Yeah.
Um,
Which again, covenant doesn't mean, because like sometimes in the Western church, covenant has turned into a controlling kind of manipulative tool. But we're not talking about that. This is a commitment to love and relationship.
Yeah, the commitment is this way.
Or to Creator, yeah.
And this way.
And, yes.
And that's a sign of the cross.
Beautiful.
This way.
Yeah.
Covenant.
Yeah.
And this way.
Yeah. 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 Which is so interesting as you find your next thing there. But just,
Do you want to read it in?
I will. But just going back to this thing in Acts 24, this gives me the same hope in Creator that my accusers have. That's so interesting. He's going, we're all actually still all in the same boat. That all who have died, both those who do good and those who do bad, will rise to life again. Knowing this, my aim is to walk with a clear heart, Psalm 15, toward the Great Spirit and my fellow human beings. This and this. So I have Psalm 15 in this, what's called the Message, but I think this will work as good as whatever you're thinking. So it's actually not that long, is it? All right.
Psalm 15.
Is it just 5 verses?
Oh.
I guess it must be.
Sometimes it's a little bit different in the map.
Okay.
But
yeah, no, I'll just read it. This is really great. So, and as I'm reading it, I'm just 5 verses. Wow, five stones like David slain. This is 5 stones right here in Psalm 15. So, and just this is why I love talking with you. We just go all over the place. But 5 verses, the 5 stones. But as I'm going to read this, there was a man named Stanley Hauerwas, who's a theologian and a guy, very good guy. I was at a meeting of scholars and theologians some years ago in the United States, and someone asked a question. To live this way, to live the way of Jesus and to be the people of Jesus and the church, and however it was worded, he was like, what's your biggest piece of advice? And everybody thought he was going to give this big answer. And, he's a very, very passionate man, a beautiful heart, but very smart. And he just stopped for a second and he kind of pauses and he looks at this crew of intellectuals and whatever. And he just looks and he goes, "Don't lie." And that's all he said. And it was like the room just goes boom. Exactly what you're saying. Like he just said, "Don't lie." Bam. And he said it. And he didn't explain it, but we all knew, oh, could it be that pure. That's it. That if you are not a person, people of deception, you'll make this. So here's Psalm 15 in the Message. God, who gets invited to dinner at your place? How do we get on your guest list? Walk straight, act right, tell the truth. Don't hurt your friend. Don't blame your neighbor. Despise the despicable. Keep your word even when it costs you. Make an honest living. Never take a bribe. You'll never get blacklisted if you live like this.
Good advice.
That's something, huh?
It is.
Wow. Wow. I speak from my heart. I am only guilty of following the way, which they say is false, but it's actually the way of truth. Yeah. But this is the way I follow the Great Spirit of my ancestors.
It's interesting that it's puzzling, interesting that you can meet people who are walking in a measure of honesty and authority and integrity, and you recognize that when you meet them.
Oh,
because your spirit
bears witness. Yeah.
to the truth.
Yeah. Wow.
And the truth has only one source.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there's some things that sometimes I've thought about, and I'm not an expert, I don't know, but I've thought about the difference between transparency and vulnerability. So I can appear like I'm letting you in or I'm being truthful because I have a certain level of transparency. So there's enough truth there. You go, oh, he's actually being, but you're not allowing a full disclosure because you're not becoming vulnerable. So the English word vulnerable comes from the Latin, which means to be wounded. But it makes me think of Psalm 15, the way that it says in the Message, so keep your word even when it costs you.
Your own heart.
You're willing to be wounded for the sake of not stepping off the path, staying true. So it's like, we have this phrase, you know, sometimes the end does not justify the means. And so sometimes on the way, we have a destination, but we think, okay, in order to get there, it's okay if I wander the path a little bit or use some deception, or I'd be very careful here. But sometimes we're so desperate sometimes as followers of Jesus when it's difficult around us. We want this person or some religious figure or even a politician or something to get us, just speed this up a little bit. Let's just get there a little quicker. So even if it's the right goal, we will not stray from
but it's the wrong
way. Exactly. So but sometimes we can convince ourselves for the sake of that end goal, we can, but that Psalm 15 says the exact and the cross of Jesus Christ says the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I won't stray even if it costs me and it hurts my own being. Because the way is easily as important, more important than the what.
But if you walk in relationship with people that you're open with and have integrity and trust, okay?
Trust. The good way is a way of trust.
People get on that wrong path and wonder because they come to a place where they don't know where they can trust to admit they're wondering, okay?
Okay, say that again.
They
Ah,
they get off that good path
yes.
because they might recognize in themselves this is not a good way.
Yeah.
But I want that end goal. But if they had someone they could trust and they walk with a trustful relationship in, they can bring that into
Yeah.
the light.
It can be honest about
Yes.
Yes.
And it won't go further.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Because this is what happens.
It's this and this again. Yeah.
Because we
journey together.
we journey together, but there's the vulnerability and the humility, the vulnerability, and the transparency is like, who can I tell with the struggle inside?
Mm.
And people will even say, I didn't know, I didn't think I could trust anyone. So who can I tell?
Yeah. And it creates fear and shame and
Fear and shame and blame
and blame
and pain.
and pain.
But not only for them,
Yeah.
it's for everybody walking with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it makes me wonder about Jesus entering the journey with us as flesh and blood. It's this mystery, right? It's this very, but it's you're giving me actually a deeper or fresh or another facet of that. He's journeying alongside for this very thing to build trust, so then there's things that we talk about through the writings of Paul and others, but it's we have a great chief, we have a high priest who knows our sufferings, who's walked, so we can be vulnerable there.
Because as a man, he
endured.
He endured all of us.
Yes.
Everything that we suffer. He walked.
Yeah. So it's not. So again, I think sometimes we make it about more the mind and morals. So it's like, or behavior management. So he was tempted like we were.
Yeah.
That's way more than saying, he said no to taking drugs. It's like he knew the inner turmoil, which is so hard to comprehend, because if Jesus truly experienced sorrow and the journey, the pain of our journey on this earth, on our way to him making all things new, he enters this journey with us. For us to admit that Christ wrestled like that, like in the garden, he says to the Father, I got to be honest, if there's another way out, I'll take it right now. We have called that type of thinking sin for so long. We miss the beautiful struggle of Jesus in solidarity with our struggle.
Right.
And to be that vulnerable and truthful. For me, that's what John 4 means when it says worship in spirit and truth.
Right.
It's Jesus that is the ultimate truthful act of worship. To go, I am laying it all bare and I can't do this. But you know what? I will trust you, Creator. I will trust you, Father. Not your way, but my way.
Right.
Or not my way, but your way.
Right.
I'll trust that you'll get me through.
Right.
Well, as we serve in our communities across Canada, we are constantly looking out for further resourcing. The Vineyard Canada website has practical materials available for you to use, with features from our various initiatives, including social justice, spiritual formation, and creative. You can also access and download the Why Vineyard booklet, giving voice to the history, theology, posture, and practices of the Vineyard in Canada. Find us at www.vineyardcanada.ca.
Way but my way,
Right.
or not my way but your way.
Right.
I'll trust that you'll get me through.
Right. Yeah, it's like the happening over and over in that area is how can we live being vulnerable and transparent and trustworthy?
Wow.
Trustworthy. Am I worthy of hearing someone's story
Now think about
and
that.
being the listener and embracing the brokenness?
See, we make all this stuff about behavior so much, but it's about a way. So being trustworthy that was powerful, Carol. Like,
Because just around this time, like, the Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Easter Sunday, I really heard this, uh, will you embrace my broken body? There's the body of Christ, of Creator on earth, the people, okay? That's the body. And will I embrace the broken ones?
wow.
Will I never, I've walked this walk a long time.
You have.
And it came at I have more questions. The longer I do the walk, I have
Right.
more questions than answers, definitely.
Yeah.
But this question came to me. Will you embrace my broken body?
Wow.
That's the people.
Yeah.
The broken people.
Wow.
The struggling people, the people that took the wrong way.
Yeah.
The way, the people that are in the shame, the blame, the pain.
Yeah.
The what?
Yeah.
Well, I,
Embrace.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And I have to ask myself,
Yeah.
will I?
Oh, yeah.
Will I?
I know.
How I say yes, but I don't know what that yes means.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I'm not saying yes to the people around me.
Right. Yeah.
I'm saying yes to a Creator
Yeah.
that asking
Yeah.
me a question.
Yeah. Creator sets free. And then it becomes, I was talking to someone actually just recently about this and pondering it again, we end up with way more questions than answers. But Jesus saying, when I come into your family, just be aware. It could turn everything up on its head. Like, I am the Prince of Peace. Like, it's going to end peacefully, and it's kind of how I've heard that is, because I could create contention between even brothers and sisters and whatever. But I think I love what you're saying, because what I've been thinking about that recently is it's like, when one person says yes to Jesus, it's a little bit like the different scriptures we were reading about Paul's journey with the way, and it's creating difficulty. When one says yes to Jesus,
it affects everybody else around.
Exactly. The whole family now has to go, oh, what's my yes or no to Jesus? Without it being religious or rule-based, or like you say, without it casting anyone away. The invitation is, if my yes now makes everyone else think about what their yes is, and that's a really vulnerable place.
Right. And
it's vulnerable.
You don't have to follow my yes. I'm not saying
exactly.
My yes.
That's right.
But this is my yes. Yeah. And this is the way I'm going.
Wow.
And if I had a title or whatever before that, you know what? Take the title. Mm-hmm. Take the name. Yeah. Take the whatever you called me before. But this is my yes, and this is where I'm going.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think this is a good place to let it sit. Are you feeling anything else? Do you want to pray?
Yeah. As a mother, a grandmother, great-grandmother, when the children are in turmoil, it really, really weighs heavy on me.
Yeah.
And as a mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, you know how it is? It's like there's two sides, and either side will want you to agree with either side.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm not stepping into that. I'm not here to agree.
Right. You're here to walk with.
Because I've agreed to walk with both of you.
That's right.
I've agreed that a long time ago.
Wow.
50 years or more.
Yeah.
I agreed to walk with those I started with.
Yeah. Wow, that's powerful.
I can't.
Yeah. Do you want to pray?
Yeah. So, I just ask for this place where walking in truth in my inward parts. You desire truth in my inward parts. And the only way I can be filled with that truth is to keep walking with the truth and in the way of truth. And I choose the way of truth. I choose your truth. I choose to, do justly, walk mercy, love mercy, and walk humbly. I choose, I make those choices. And there's a freedom in not, God, there's a great freedom in not looking for the recognition of man or even the agreement of man. There's a freedom of walking where you can't ask anybody what to do or where to go or what to say or how to fix it.
Yeah.
There's a freedom in it.
Yeah.
There's a freedom of follow the truth.
Yeah.
The truth is a person.
Yeah. Beautiful. It's good.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Wineskins. We invite you to spread the word. Follow us, write a review, tell your friends, and be in touch through email via hello@vineyard.ca. And until next time, grace and peace in Jesus.